Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have this product in my storage for a very long time now and I just needed to make a lot of time free to make this review. But the reason I wanted to make a review, so I real lifed myself some light guns and I came across this device thinking this can be very interesting. So this is like not your typical mobile light gun lookalike weird device that you can plug in your phone and then play some games. No, this thing has potential and it has some awesome features that I wanted to show you, and I just want to give my personal opinion, is this thing worth picking up? Okay, so let's take a close look at the Arkade website, and you can see like we're having 4 different versions. Sadly, 2 of them are sold out when making this video. We are reviewing here the PewDiePie Arkade, I want to say limited edition, so they did in collaboration with the YouTuber PewDiePie. And yeah, now we're going to get this model in the box. But what is the reason why I picked it up? Now, it's quite simple. So first of all, I do like myself light guns. I did a couple of these retro ones from Namco back in the day, but the main problem I'm having is just actually we don't all have a CRT nowadays and don't have the place for it. And maybe this can be a really cool solution. But there is quite an interesting technology behind it, how they are using it. I'm just going to give you like a spoiler, you need to have a phone for actually get this thing to work. But overall it lays quite nice in the hand, it's got a lot of buttons because we're going to need them. But there are some things and some aspects to this product that I really like. So first of all, the build quality of this product is really nice, like in every way you can think of. Think about the way how it feels, how it looks, how it lights up. It also comes with a micro USB cable because we need to charge. It has a built-in battery. It will give you like enough playtime, so have one good session. But overall, like the quality wise, like it looks very nice. The phone holder is a very nice quality one. You can adjust it, and what I do like about it is like it does have a lot of tension, so every phone will fit in perfectly. So far I know, of course, you don't need to use an iPad because it's especially made for smaller phones. But the mechanism that you need to put the phone on the light gun itself is pretty cool. But overall, like it feels quite nice and it has a very good grip. Okay, the on and off button is over there. We're going to get a joystick, 3 buttons at the left, and at the right we're going to get 8 more. I do like the light up feature that indicates how full the battery is, and of course will indicate when charging. Then we're going to get haptic feedback with the trigger. Here we're going to get left and right strafe. It's very interesting, and at the right we're going to get 8 buttons. So we got enough buttons to basically move around to, let's say, to play the game and just use actually this controller alone. Okay, so another thing is like the light up feature will also be indicating here at the right. I want to say it is a very clicky trigger, and at the bottom we're going to get 2 buttons. They are like super sensitive, but you can use them by moving forward and backwards, for example. And the joystick is kind of weird because it is basically connected to your movement. So it's kind of weird, you cannot walk with the button or configure it. But in my opinion, the light up feature looks amazing. But also on the left side is an indication how full the battery is. And at the right side we're going to get the Arkade logo. And I think this thing looks very cool. But it is all fun and game and it looks kind of cool. Maybe you can put it on yourself for fun. But the question remains, how will this thing play? But let's take a close look at the feedback, or the haptic feedback they call it. It's quite notable. I like it. Alright guys, so what about charging the device? So we just need a 5-volt power supply. Yeah, and that's the only thing that we're going to need, like a phone charger. I would like to recommend getting a double one, simply because we have a phone to charge and we have this bloody freaking, let's say, light gun to charge. I think that's the biggest downside. It's cool to have a battery, it will give you a couple of hours of playtime, but the problem is that you need to charge it. So that is going to be a slightly bit of an issue if you want to use this in combination with your phone. Because yep, you need a phone for every single function. For the PC, but also if you of course want to play an Android game. So we're going to need 2 devices that need to be juiced up so we can actually play on the PC. Okay, so connecting this device to the phone and using all the functionalities, there are some things that you really need to know. It's a little bit clunky in my opinion, but if you know how it works, then it's going to be easy. I think that's with everything, most of the things in life of course. Okie dokie, so the first thing that we need to do is downloading the app through the Android store, the Play Store, if you're having an Android device. And of course, if you are having an iOS or an Apple, you need to get to the other store. But the only thing you need to do, get your device, download the app. And if you're using an iPhone, you can of course use the Arkade app through your iPhone. And if you want to use the light gun on a PC, you also need to get the PC Link app that you need to download on the PC that you're running Steam on. It's not a big package, installing will be super easy peasy, but that is the app that you're going to need for communicating with your PC and the light gun and your phone. But okay, so what we need to do is basically connect the Bluetooth functionality to your light gun, and with the Wi-Fi capability you will use it to connect with your PC. So your phone will be your general device that you're going to need to use. I already connected to my phone, but it's basically like when you're using a headphone. That's super easy peasy, and then you can boot up the Arkade app and start playing. But before you're going to do that, we need to navigate through some options, otherwise it will not work properly. Alright, so next up, let's choose the game. In this case, we're going to choose a game that we want to use on the Android machine. In this case, I'm going to use Dead Trigger, just downloaded it for the store, free to play. And what you need to do is just basically activate the app in combination with activating over there. And that's it, easy peasy, and you can play. So it works quite good, and I noticed that this light gun is super responsive. I must say, like, I have been messing around with it with some time, and you can always like have some different options, what kind of like a functionality you want to have. You want to have 360 or 180 degrees to use, and sensitivity can be changed. So there are a lot of things you can change if it doesn't work that well. Of course, we're having like movement, we can map everything, and if you're choosing the preset for a game, everything works very well. But that makes me wonder, how will this device work on the PC, because there it's going to get a little bit more complex. Okay guys, so you're going to need your phone when we're using this on an actually game PC. It's quite interesting, so we can get the arcade now on your PC, and of course we can use it with our casual games like Left 4 Dead. We need to open the app. The next thing that we need to do, we need to link our phone to the application that we have installed on our PC. So what you can see, like, the program is running on the background. Now we're going to find our PC, click on it, and we're going to get the message that we need to accept and connect our phone to the television or the Steam PC. Alright, so what we need to do is accept, of course. When accepting, it will have the connection between all of the devices. And we are ready to go. So the next thing that we need to do is go back to the menu where we choose the game, because we have some preset options over here. We choose Left 4 Dead, activate, and we are ready to go. Okay, when done, let's connect to our PC again. Everything has been configured through the system itself, but there was something else that you need to check out if you're having some issues. So in my opinion, it's quite genius, and in combination with your phone, you can just use this thing like your mouse cursor. The only thing I noticed is that the problem is that none of my buttons were pre-configured, even using the application. So we need to preset everything. It's a little bit of a tricky thing, so you need to get used to the controls, but after you get the hang of it, it's going to be like an easy peasy situation. Okay, I must say that I had a lot of fun with this light gun, but I also had like a lot of frustration. Oh man, it's such a pain in the ass to set this thing up. Like, in combination with all the things you need, like you need to load up this bloody thing, you need to like have a freaking loaded phone, otherwise you cannot play in general. So it's a little bit clunky, and the idea has a lot of potential if you ask me. In combination with some games like Left 4 Dead, Doom, I think these games are fun to play, but I noticed like I had a lot of issues with it. For example, when moving around, it's such a pain in the ass finding the right configuration on the app in combination with the game itself. And also don't forget that you need to get used to this, because you're moving around basically with a light gun. You don't have a controller, so the movement forward, backward, strafe, left and right, everything is on the actual controller itself. After, let's say, in 10 minutes or so, I got the hang of it, and moving around, it was a lot of fun. It's a completely different way to play, and that is the meaning, like, with this machine. Like, this piece of hardware needs to give you like a completely new dimension, and when you're getting the hang of it, it's going to be a lot of fun. But before you're going to get even through that point, oh boy, I can say like I was quite frustrated playing the first 10 minutes. And you can see over here, it's getting a little bit slightly better, but after configuring and messing around with the app, oh boy, that was not the experience that I wanted to have in the first place. Okay guys, so what do I think of this device itself? So the build quality is actually pretty cool and I love to have this thing on display, for example. But when you're looking at the functionalities, the Android games work fine, but with the PC it's still, in my opinion, work in progress. It's quite clunky, but the idea and the technology is pretty cool. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hitting the bell, become one of the Wicked family, and I will see you in the next video.